Hi, everyone. It's Alexis Hasselberger here, time management and productivity coach. And this week I've been thinking all about something that both helps us right now while we're in quarantine and also helps us outside of this. It's something that saves time, helps us from being bored, helps us to be prepared. And this is the concept of opportunistic lists. Now, opportunistic lists, they're different than task lists, right? It's not a list of things that you have to do, of obligations. There's no dates associated with it. Opportunistic lists are categories of things that will be available to you then when the opportunity arises. So for me, how I use this is in all sorts of ways. My grocery list is an opportunistic list. I'm never sitting down to make a grocery list. Just I have a grocery list on my phone as part of my task system. And every time something is running low in the house, I just add it to the list. Now, this way, when I'm at the store, I already have the list ready. I can just grab whatever's there. Or right now, as my husband is doing most of the grocery ordering since we're all inside, I just shared this list with him. So now he can just order whenever he needs to, and we don't really have to communicate about it. I also have lists for media consumption. So books to read, articles to read for work, things to watch. So shows that people have recommended to me, music to listen to. What all of these do is it saves us all of that time when we're ready to read a new book, but we can't remember what our friend told us was this book we should read next. Or you're just scrolling through Netflix looking for something to watch. Well, if you have a to watch list, you're not spending all that time scrolling. You just go to the list and see what's there that you've already decided you wanted to watch. It's another way that we're separating the planning from the doing. There's something I love to do with the library. I use the public library a lot. I just call it library roulette. And so I just will throw in a few books at a time into my holds queue. And then I'll just read whatever comes up next. So it's all things that I've pre-decided I wanted to read, and I'll just read whatever's available. This is also a great place for all those articles that you want to read for work, right? If you're having them all up on tabs, are you ever going to read them? If it's important to you, put it on a list so that you can read it when you need to. Having opportunistic lists for things like gifts to buy is another great thing, right? Sometimes it's, January and your sister's birthday is not until May and you happen across something that would be a really good gift idea. You don't want to forget about it. Add it to your gifts to buy list. And now when the time comes around to buy a gift, you go to that list and you see if you've already had any other ideas. This saves tons of time. It also, if you're one of those people that says I'm bored sometimes, this is not me. I feel like I don't know, I could, my list of things to read is too long. I could never be bored. But if you're feeling like sometimes that happens to you, then this is another great way. You don't have to be bored if you have a list of movies you pre-curated for yourself or a list of books that you've wanted to read, etc. So keeping these lists and having them all in one place helps you ensure that you're prepared when the opportunity arises for you to do something fun, and you're really going to be using the things that you had already decided or somebody had recommended to you, so you don't lose that list of all those great recommendations you're getting from other people. Restaurants to try. This is another list I have. Right now, we're of course not going out to restaurants, but it can be fun to use it as a list of things to think about for once we're out of lockdown, or also supporting local businesses during this time by ordering takeout from these restaurants. So there's all sorts of ways that you can use opportunistic lists to both save you time and to save you boredom. And so I hope you will give it a try.